Hello, my name is Jerry Gordon. I'm the President and CEO of the Fairfax County Economic Development Authority. Our mission is to attract, retain, and help create businesses in Fairfax County because businesses contribute to the tax base and help the Board of Supervisors provide quality, quantity, and scope of public services to residents in Fairfax County while helping to offset those costs. Today, I have three guests with me, and they are executives from within the county who will tell you about three very important organizations that we work with. On my left is Greg Woodyard, who is the chairman of the Northern Virginia Black Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Greg.
Thank you.
In the center, Michelle Zajour, who is the founder and chairman of the Virginia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, which also has a Northern Virginia branch. Welcome. And Cindy Shao, who is the chairman and perhaps founder as well of the Asian American Chamber of Commerce in Northern Virginia. Welcome to you.
Thanks for having us.
The first question I want to ask, and we'll start with you, Greg, is about not the chambers that you represent, but the business communities that the chambers in turn represent. So, Greg, tell us a little bit about the African American business community in Northern Virginia and what their strengths are and how large they are and whatever else you want to add.
Well, the Black or African American communities in Northern Virginia make up a plethora of groups from all parts of the United States. Most would say many come from the South, but there are people from the western part of the United States and the northern part of the United States. And many have been here for quite a long time, and they have historically dominant communities. As with anything, America has benefited a great deal from the African American presence. And as more and more people have seen the value of going to college and represented themselves in corporate America, many have aspired to become small business men and women. And those groups have sought to compete to learn the benefits and the best practices of being a business owner. And that was the platform in which Northern Virginia African Americans come from. They're very religious and have a strong value system. And so whether you're talking about in Alexandria, a Falls Church, even out toward Loudoun County, African Americans make up a significant portion of Northern Virginia population.
Thank you, Greg. Michelle, tell us a little bit about the Hispanic businesses.
Well, you have a very vibrant Hispanic community here, and it is growing very rapidly. But the Hispanic business community, especially in Fairfax, if Fairfax County were a state, they'd be number 9 with the highest percentage of Hispanic Fortune 500 companies. So you have very predominant Hispanic businesses located in Fairfax County. The growth of the Hispanic business community is growing much faster than mainstream community. The Washington Post interviewed me why, because Hispanic businesses are growing 3 times faster than mainstream businesses. And here in Virginia, they were growing 20% faster. So they interviewed me and they said, well, why is it in Virginia and specifically Fairfax these businesses are growing so much? And of course I said, well, the Virginia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. But a lot of it is government contracting. Hispanics, like most other immigrants, are risk takers. They want to build the American dream. And Fairfax is just a great location, quality of life to start their business.
Great, thank you. You mentioned something very interesting, and that was the word immigrant. All of us are at some point immigrants to the United States for however long back that goes. Cindy, what about the Asian businesses?
Asian business, if you kind of drive in Fairfax County, every plaza, you will definitely came across some Asian business, like all the Chinese restaurant, Korean restaurant, Thai restaurant, Vietnamese restaurant, and also Asian people are very entrepreneurial, especially the Korean. In Annandale and also Centerville, there's a big concentration of a Korean business. Also for some Korean, for the Indian people, they love to start the IT company, so they are excellent in that arena. Asians are very diversified in our own community. So we have 5 large Asian business community in this area, including Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, Philippine, and Indian. So those are top 5 Asian business community in Fairfax County.
That's an interesting point because it's something you share with Michelle, and that is that not all Hispanic businesses come from the same country, neither do all Asian businesses. So you have a lot of diversity within the group.
Yes, yeah, it's so diversified, actually, which makes it very challenging for us to reach out to all of them.
Well, Michelle, let's start with you on this. Talk a little bit about the chambers themselves. And I know that your emblem for the chamber is the bridge, and that's symbolic of building bridges not just within the Hispanic community or your respective communities, but with other business communities as well.
And I think that's very important, and that's why our logo is the bridge, because it's a two-way bridge. People that in the Hispanic community learning and reaching out to mainstream businesses, government contracting is so important, and likewise mainstream businesses that want to do business with the Hispanic community. What an opportunity. You have close to 50 million Hispanics living here in the United States. That's larger than the whole population of Canada and all Central America. And it's just a niche market. So what we try to do is bring down cultural and language barriers, so to facilitate doing business globally and right here locally in Fairfax County.
Thank you. Cindy, what does the chamber, the Asian American Chamber of Commerce, do for its businesses? What sort of services do you offer?
We have various type of program, including our Asian Business Summit and Expo, our award program, Chamber Award Gala, that's the annual award event, and also we have workshop, seminars, luncheon with speaker, and also mixers, happy hour events. So we present all those type of program to bring all our members and also potential member and friends together so they can benefit from those events.
Thank you. Greg, what programs does the Black Chamber have?
Well, similarly to both the Hispanic Chamber, the Asian Chamber, and majority chambers, we've mirrored ourselves to make sure that we provide adequate networking for our members where they can come in contact with people who are their peers and people who they would aspire to be like. So we have an executive circle where we find business leaders who have a more national or global perspective, and we'll spend a dinner, 2-hour session with them, and they'll discuss how they got where they are and some of those little known facts that you need to succeed. We have monthly lunch and learns where people get together for an hour and something of value like the social networking and learning to leverage yourself in your business and how to learn about the federal contracts and state contracts. That kind of information can be passed back and forth, as well as the mixers and other avenues where people can socialize and get to know each other better. It's well-known fact that you do business with people you know. And that is our mission, and that's what as a chamber we try to do, promote.
Interesting. So your 3 chambers recently signed what I would term very cautiously as an historic agreement, which is a collaborative agreement whereby you'll share programs and members and so forth. And I think that's extraordinary because individually, you all 3 represent large communities and a lot of potency and business power as well as political power. Together, that becomes magnified and is enormous. Could you talk we'll start with you, Cindy, talk a little bit about that agreement and how important it is.
Actually, before I talk about this, we want to really appreciate the support from Fairfax County Economic Development Authority. 2 of our chamber locate inside your agency, And also we got various support from your agency.
Thank you.
And because we all represent our own community, which is culture, ethnic, or minority groups, and we share the same mission, and we're all working hard to support our member business and the community. And we realize it's very important we all work together to strengthen that, to create a better platform so more people can benefit from it, and also make things easier for everyone, like a corporation or agencies or our members' business. They can come to events and then they meet a representative from all three chambers rather than going to 3 events, which make it very efficient. So we're so happy right now working together, and I feel we are all very sincere. We're all very dedicated to this collaboration.
This is a microcosm of Fairfax County. It's a microcosm of America.
Yeah.
Greg, what do you what are your views on the collaborative agreements?
I am profoundly in agreement that this is historic. The significance of minority populations has always been felt around the world. The missing component has been a willingness and a way to engage them in something substantive. Mm-hmm. Everyone wants to make a living. Everyone realizes that there's a great much yet to do in the United States. So taking these groups that are strong, vibrant, and willing, and putting them together and adding that extra component with an entity like the Fairfax Economic Development Authority, who has a plethora of best practices and keys to larger organizations who in fact need these small, flexible organizations to help them win contracts and move into areas that they haven't been. That kind of collaborative where education and resources and opportunity are all combined is a unique and very important aspect that has been missing. So I think that when you look at the number of Hispanic small businesses and the skill sets of Asians as a group, as well as the skill sets of African Americans or blacks as a group, when you combine those resources and have a sort of prime directive and a guide, I see only success in the future.
Thank you. Michelle, you and I have been friends for a long time. You have been around this game for quite a while. What are your views on collaboration?
Well, I think, and really to you, Jerry, because I think you really helped to set the environment where we could get together to foster an idea like this. And in Fairfax County, there's not a better place. It's so diverse. Having individual chambers is very important, because some people will say, well, why do you need an Asian chamber, a black chamber, a Hispanic chamber? And we can fit a niche in our communities that aren't addressed a lot of times. And it really helps to do that, to reach out into our own communities and to build those communities. But together, coming together, this is historic, and I think I'm the only place that I know in the country that has something like this. We can really work together, share resources, and do so much more. We had the candidates forum for the election, and it was the first time, I believe what they said is that we had all major candidates running for statewide offices attend our candidates forum. So, they're looking at that. They know that this community can determine the next governor and the next president of the United States. Virginia's a swing state. So really coming together to help build the economy and opportunities here in Fairfax and the state is really what's such an opportunity. And thanks again to you and the Economic Development Authority to making that happen.
Thank you. We're so proud of that agreement. We have a framed copy in our lobby that you'll see if you go in.
I would just like to add one thing. Globally, the world is seeing its diversity for the first time, whether it be through Facebook or we know everyone's out there. The second part of that component is finding a place for people. It's one thing to know you have all these different populations and ethnicities. It's another to manage their engagement. And I do believe that as this diversity increases and its scope, there is going to be a greater need to manage it. And this effort, I think, may turn out to be one of the first of its kind to seek to do that, so that the majority population and the minority population are all moving in the same direction together.
That's a great statement. Well, let's think for a moment about the current economy and what will help your respective business communities grow and what might retard that growth. We've had sequestration, we've had budget issues at the federal level, and that directly impacts our business community. We've had economic decline, global implications, furloughs of federal employees, which are large numbers in this community. Talk a little bit about how that's impacting your businesses and what the opportunities for growth in the next several years might be. Greg, we'll start with you.
Historically, and I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, many times people, when something retards, whether an opportunity is removed from the platform or it appears that they've been taken out of the playing field, there is an immediate sort of redress that there is something that is been directed at them as an individual, whether they're because they're a woman, they're because they're a minority. I think that all of those aspects have that ability, whether a sequestration, you look, if you're in the civilian workforce, you say it only affects the federal. And if you're in the federal, when there are state cutbacks, you say it only affects the state. So it seeks to divide. And that division creates fear. I think these things will continue to happen. So it's incumbent upon us to have people like the people on this stage right now who are being shown to work together so that that mirror image is seen in the populations. Because if I'm an African American and I'm thinking about partnering with an Asian and I realize that there is a mechanism already available, I'll be more likely to do it and not follow sort of historical pathways of I'll do my thing and you do your thing. Right. And I think that's significant because I do believe the geopolitical platform and how things sort of retard themselves and continue to evolve, that we need to be in a position to, from a large group of people, sit down and discuss it and find resolutions rather than just get mad.
Right. Michelle?
Yeah, and I agree totally with what Greg is saying. You know, you want everyone to come up the ladder and have the opportunities. A lot of ways to overcome obstacles that happen time to time is through education and guidance of how to overcome these or how you can navigate this. I think there's a tremendous opportunity we have in our economy and especially in each of the respective groups of building a pipeline of opportunities, you know, to Asian businesses and the Asia and the African American community. They have so many ties and growing businesses and the Hispanic business. But I think these are opportunities that we can grow on a global nature, domestic. But I think a lot is through education and the know-how. Chamber of Commerces are a great way, and too, all of us too are very much looking to partner with mainstream chambers because Absolutely. You know, it's all about working together.
That's great. Thank you. Cindy?
I think we can see the trend to solve the problem in this challenging environment. We'll need to partner in a certain way. More collaboration is the part of the solution. Many problems cannot be solved by government, cannot be solved by nonprofit, cannot be solved by business alone. So there should be certain ways, certain mechanism. We all work together. So we are ready and we want to really prepare ourselves and to truly provide good service and support the community.
That's a great statement because I firmly believe that the role of business is to see a problem, understand the environment in which that problem occurs, and identify potential solutions. And then the client can pick the best solution that makes sense for them. And so for the business community to be able to work with local, state, and federal government to resolve some of these problems makes infinite sense. We have just a few moments left. I wonder if you could each briefly take a minute and just tell people who will be listening how you can be contacted if somebody's interested in joining one or all of your chambers. Greg?
Well, you can reach me. I'm very active on LinkedIn and Facebook, so that my profile is out there. You can also contact George Mason University, the Office of Supplier Diversity. And right now I'm the Special Assistant to the Governor for Supplier Diversity, so you can also contact me by looking up the Commonwealth and Supplier Diversity.
Okay. Does the Chamber have its own website with an address you can give us?
The Chamber's website is nvbcc.org.
Great. Thank you. Michelle?
You know, the best way to is go to our website. It's vahcc.com. But really invite viewers to look about getting involved in the Chamber. You don't have to be Hispanic. I don't think you have to be Asian or African American to join any of our chambers. And it's really about bringing people together. But the information is on our website. We have all the social media. But it's good to sign up for our newsletter, get involved, know what's happening in the community, because it is very vibrant, the changing demographics and the opportunities that people can take advantage of. So, and then we have a foundation too, and but all the information is on our website at vahcc.com.
Thank you. And Cindy?
Yeah, the best way to find out this is the website asian-americanchamber.org. It's a long website, asian-americanchamber.org.
I'd like to take this opportunity in closing to thank each of you for being here today and for giving us your thoughts and for your leadership in negotiating and signing this historic document and the collaboration it represents. Greg Woodyard from the Northern Virginia Black Chamber of Commerce, Michelle Zajor from the Virginia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and Cindy Shao from the Asian American Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to thank our viewers for joining us today, and if you are interested in contacting any of these organizations in terms of joining, participating, meeting these businesses, we're going to run on the screen, we will run their contact information, and I encourage you strongly to contact them and to become involved. Thank you for being here.